Hello, Chad.
Hi, Sергey.
Glad to see you again. How are you?
Yes, I'm good.
I'm
And
good.
you?
Yes, of course. I work hard. And you?
I work hard every day.
Okay. I have new questions for you from our future participants of our great seminar in
Sure.
Moscow in November. So, the first question. Will the program, your program, will be interesting for large retail companies or companies who have 50, 200 shops? What can you say about this?
Absolutely, it will. Look, big or
Glad
small.
to hear it.
Yes. Big or small. There's a lot of things that everyone needs to understand is, your standards and how you build your business. Everybody starts from being little and they go to big. Okay, so you start somewhere, and the only way you get big is by having processes that are successful. Okay, so and a lot of times when you get big, you got to go back and you got to make sure that those processes are fine-tuned, redefined, and you have to always look at an ever-changing climate. When the economy gets difficult or your competition grows, you got to start thinking like, how did I get here? So for sure, big businesses will benefit from this program. We will cover many things that the big guys will want to understand and learn and be able to be educated from the U.S. side.
Okay. Well, maybe the next question will come as a surprise to you, because from the other hand, I have a question. Will the program will be interesting for small companies?
Well,
Are there many small? I know that there are many small family-run furniture companies in America.
yeah.
How do they survive now? Will they be able to keep themselves in the current difficult conditions when even Amazon started selling furniture? And do you have something, and will you share the experience of opposing such companies to giants? And will you share this experience with our participants in Moscow?
Well, look, Sergey, of course, I knew that question was coming. Everybody wants to know, as a little guy, what can I learn? What can I do to be successful? And what can I do to fight the competition? It's a big world out there. But being the smallest doesn't always mean it's more difficult or less profitable, but it does mean that you need to have a real strategy. And you need to clearly define your strengths and live by them. Now, here's the thing. Consumers, they buy from trust. Trust is the number one thing that a consumer must have to make a purchase in your store. They need to trust you, okay? In a lot of cases, consumers will trust the smaller retail companies over the bigger companies. Why? Because they feel like they're more important to a smaller company, and they feel like they'll be treated more fairly with a smaller company. They're dealing with less people, they're dealing with less space, with less product, and they feel like there's more of a connection to them. It's still a very price sensitive business, and consumers are still making sure that they're buying at the best price. They're not going to buy more, product at, that's more than market price. But I can tell you that the small guys, and what's really important for small businesses to survive is service. They have to take care of these customers. They need to make them feel important. And if you want to survive, the consumer needs to feel that they're getting a fair price from a company that's going to take care of them. And, being the small guy, I think, has an advantage. It has a real advantage because you can't compete just on price with the big guys, okay? But what you can compete on is service before, during, and after the sale. Service is key. Without service, there really is no return business. You may get sales from new customers, but they will not return to you if you don't service them properly. But again, small guys, you need them. You have to have them. The industry's full of them, and they will always be full of them. But, you know, the big guys, they started out as a small guy too, and they figured it out.
Yes. Okay. You know that from one hand, we are in Russia. I think you know that we are very hospitality, and from the other hand, we are very suspicious, and our participants are very suspicious and to foreign expert of furniture market and want to know what will you give? Is it suitable for Russian market? Or maybe it's just only a theory.
Well, here's the thing. You know, in my case, I'm not just a talker. You know, I've had experience in Russia. I spent, you know, several years there. I still go to Russia, you know, like every 2 or 3 months. So I feel that what I'm bringing to the program is a real experience because I've been there. I've done it. I've saw the differences. But I've also saw where the two things can work together. So the American experience with the Russian experience, there is overlap. There are multiple things, processes, structure, you know, that can be used together in the program. So yes, I think that it's most suitable for the Russian market. I can give examples of what I went through and what I saw and what I did to overcome some of the challenges that are in Russia. And some of the ways that I overcame some of those challenges were some of the same ways that I have done it in America. Yeah, customer might be different, product might be different, economic climate might be different, language obviously is different, but you know, you sell and people buy. And that's just a philosophy that, you know, is a global trend. It's you know, it's nothing different depending on the country.
Yeah, okay. And the last, you know that your seminar will bring together representatives of furniture business, not only from Russia, but also now we have participants from Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Belarus.
Right.
And, yes, it will be very interesting to exchange our experience. And what do you recommend to the furniture business on the post-Soviet space?
Well, look, focus on your strengths and offer what your customers are asking you for. Listen, you know, and don't try to be everything to everybody. You know, I think a lot of the biggest mistake furniture executives, furniture retailers, they try to be everything. They want to sell every consumer that there is. Then they have no direction. They have no image. You know, then people don't really know what they're there for. You got to know who your customer is. You need to understand, you know, that perfect customer that you want to be selling to. And, you know, pay attention to the service that you're offering. As I mentioned before, service, service, service. You know, that's what sells product. That's what sells the image of the business. And that's what you get. You instill the trust in the customer from the service. So again, focus on your strengths. You know, whatever got you to be successful, continue to focus on that. Never leave that. And for sure, you know, never try to be something that you're not. You know, there are experts in certain categories that you really don't want to compete with for various reasons, for good reasons. There are certain categories or things that you may do, trends, or other things you may offer that your competitor doesn't. Maybe you're getting business because of that. So, you know, just really focus on the successful things that you've brought to the business and follow them through, and never forget how you got to where you are today.
Yes. It's a great words because you match the real problem of
Yes.
our business.
Right.
So thank you very much. I know that you now in Vietnam again and doing your business and waiting for your arrival in Russia. So thank you very much and see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Sergey. Good to see you. Take care. See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, couple of weeks. Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.